This is the riff, the hardest riff in the universe.
Oh man, you tell me.
Are we live?
I think we are live.
Hello everybody.
Hey everyone, my name is Kris.
My name is Guillaume. Hope you're having a great day today. This was...
What was this?
It was something. It was something. I'm not sure it was snow. It was like
well,
almost frozen rain.
rainy.
Almost frozen rain. Yeah, black ice basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you guys are having a great day today. We have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of you are getting heated in the comments already.
Woo.
Oh my god.
No way.
Oh my god.
No way.
Junior all special. Which one's? Oh my. It's questions already. Questions already. All right, yeah, I guess we can get started with that because today we spent the whole day with those guitars. It was pretty special. We did a bunch of P90 content.
Oh yeah, look forward to it. It's coming up soon on the channel.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a really good day. I think for both of us.
Oh, absolutely.
You can start with.
Usually we are like, okay, which guitar do you want? And we are both like. Sometimes hyped about the same guitar, and then we have to throw up a coin or whatever. This time it was like, oh man, you know, I love single P90 juniors and everything. And he was like, oh yeah, I love neck P90s for slide. It's like, okay, we have a deal. And I didn't regret my choice, man. This is a ridiculous guitar. I have a fable for juniors anyhow. It's like, I have a guitar, a Gibson, that was not a junior, that I modified to be a kind of a junior. Because these puppies were just a little bit too pricey. And yeah, one day. So this is a Murphy Lab aged custom shop Les Paul Junior 57, I would say. I guess it's a mid-50s reissue. Yeah, I think it's a 57 reissue. It has the biggest neck ever. It's like a proper broom.
Chonkers.
It's huge and it's so easy to play it. I don't know how they make it, but yeah. And it's speeding up, you know, if it's your thing, it's your thing. If not, yeah, you know, at least you are not worried about your next ding and scratch and all that. I love it. Normally I like the sunburst more, the tobacco thingy going on, but
TV
honestly,
yellow, TV yellow just hits different for me. I like it.
And I just realized like it's so close to your guitar, at least the color scheme to your guitar that I tend to play a lot and love to pieces.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's not very far from Butterscotch Blonde.
Yeah.
I just dig this thing so much. Yeah, I'll just give you some tones. Not a lot.
Just a few tones.
We'll have enough to talk about today. This is the D20, Rev D20 amp going to the Palmer 2x12 cab. Nothing is on, just a bit of reverb. The Toxic Twins, it's a rock machine.
Yeah.
I am having issues with stopping playing this guitar.
It's a good guitar, man. It sounds good.
It's so easy to play. Why is it so easy to play? Everyone complains about I don't have access, and you don't. That's true. But why is it always the same that a chunky, like a Les Paul style neck is for me? And I know a couple of people who, like players, who also have this. It's the easiest thing to play.
Yeah.
I think Phil X also said, to mention one of the more famous ones, who said like, this is the thing. Like as soon as he has this kind of thing in his hand, he's like, that's it, you know, go. It's the fastest and easiest, effortless guitar neck to play. I don't know why. I think it's a mixture of like the neck angle that it's not straight, and plus the
Probably.
hugeness of it.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
just the way you overthumb the guitar and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a hand thing as well. Like
Yeah,
how you
yeah.
place it and how you
I mean,
feel.
it's also a hand size thing. I have short fingers, but a huge palm, so it kind of compensates. And it's weird.
right.
It's too big. Like it doesn't feel like slink and
Yeah.
comfy and like
I guess I got short
race car.
everything. I just I just need the middle of the road kind of
I don't know
kind
why.
of thing.
Whatever. I'll stop talking about this guitar. Okay?
It's a great guitar. We have so many people. Poo Ninja is here, obviously. Stanislav is here as well. Hope you two are doing great. Deja Voodoo is here too.
Mate.
Talking about
Hey, everyone.
cabinet wood selection. Oh my God.
Ooh, we're going that deep already?
We are going there. K. Michael P. Howdy, Bill and Chris from Sebastian, Florida. Howdy,
Nice.
K. Michael P. How are you doing?
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, thank
Crazy.
you guys so much for joining. We'll be talking about Tonewood and not wood and air very shortly. We have a bunch of gear news as well. Just before that, because I did get quite a few compliments on my beautiful Maybach guitar in blue. I don't know if it's Pelham. It is.
Kind of.
I don't know if it's categorized as Pelham, but it's definitely Pelham blue. Beautiful guitar. Again, we picked them up just because we wanted some P90s, but I am struggling with that one quite heavily. It's not nearly as expensive as that one, but god damn is it good.
It's probably not as special of a Tonewood.
Yeah, that's it. It's not coming from Leprechaun.
Why am I triggering everyone?
It's not coming from Leprechaun Forest and the sacred woods of I don't know, whatever.
We'll talk about wood, the importance of wood and all of that. Just one thing beforehand, before we even go there. Stay respectful, because whoever says whatever, there's a reason for it. And, who are we to tell other people that they're all wrong and they're just, crazy. So stay respectful and let us know whatever you think.
You guys are a good crowd.
Yeah,
You guys are good. Hello,
I trust in you.
Finder. Hello, Melanie. We had someone from Augsburg before. I'm sorry, I skipped that comment, but hello as well. You get the German version of hello. hello. Yeah. Anyways, this is how my guitar sounds. It's going into the Fender Blues Deluxe, and I've got a little bit of the Dude on it as well as
the
some,
J-Rocket Dude, right?
Yeah, J-Rocket Dude.
Okay.
Some reverb from the Slutva, some delay from the Delay Llama. I might slap in some harmonic trem shortly as well. That's going to be the neck pickup. Muted.
I muted it. I just want to take a look at the live chat while you're playing. I'm not on Facebook or whatever. I just want to see what you guys are up to and what you're writing. So, those pickups are, Amber?
Yeah.
I think the brand is called,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
And Maybach is, which country?
Germany?
Is it Germany?
I think so.
I can't. Wait. There's made in
Europe.
I think it's
Maybach from Europe.
Wait a second. I think it's. I don't want to be disrespectful and miss the country.
Yeah,
I think Czech Republic or Poland or something in that region.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm wondering if Google knows.
We'll figure that out. In case you're not familiar with Maybach, they make really, really nice, not very cheap, but that for a good reason.
Google says Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, yeah. Woo! Well, kind of knew it. Sort of. Thanks, Lucas. You're the best. So they make really good traditional style guitars. All kinds of guitars. All the more F-shaped, G-shaped, all kinds of sizes and shapes and forms and colors. And they make really good guitars.
Yeah.
And they usually cost way less than what big brands will cost.
Yeah.
So that's why it's an interesting, really small brand, and it's like I've never picked up a bad one.
No.
Which is a good sign, because consistency is the first thing I start worrying about if someone offers things for less money than other people. You can follow my logic, right? Really consistent and nice guitars.
Phenomenal looking, sounding, playing guitar that is indeed made of wood. You guys have guessed it. All right.
What do you want to do?
It's been mentioned a couple of times already. Everyone's talking about Jim's video.
Okay, let's get it out of the way.
Basically proves that it's all pickup, pots, strings, and height, and not the body or neck at all.
Do you wanna show the?
Yeah,
the
it's on
the
screen.
article?
There's a Gear News article with a couple of pictures, and obviously, if you guys are familiar with Jim's video, we'll link it. If you're watching the replay right now, we'll put a link in the description for you guys. Jim just went through a whole lot of different steps to try and not disprove the idea of Tonewood or whatnot, but mostly to kind of rank the importance of each individual part of the instrument when it comes to the final sound of it. So he went through different necks, different woods, different no woods, different no necks either, strings, pickup heights, pots, electronics, slapping, you know, high quality electronics into a 2x4 to try and figure out where the tone was coming from. Really.
Can you show the 2x4?
Yeah, 2x4 is on screen.
There
right
you go.
now.
That's on screen now.
So yeah, that's the video. I just want to get a few things out of the way, a few personal things, if you agree. I think it's a really good video, and I really enjoy everything that he went through to put that video together. Because if you watch it, and if you know anything about either playing guitar or making videos, that probably took forever.
Yeah.
So well done, kudos on that.
Mad respect.
The scientific sort of aim wants to be scientific about it is really interesting, and I like everything that he sort of proves and disproves. What I hated about it is the comment section. For the sole reason that Jim's purpose was not to say that wood does not matter in a guitar.
Yeah.
Jim's purpose was to determine how much it mattered in the final tone of the guitar.
It's a good point, man.
And my problem with that is that a lot of people, even big YouTubers in the comment section went like, yeah, wood doesn't matter. It's like, oh my God, how dumb can you be, really?
There's one thing I have to disagree. For example, Ola England wrote a comment under Jim's video, and he didn't say, "You're so right."
Absolutely.
He said,
no. I'm not targeting any
killer video, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not targeting anyone in particular. I've seen those comments on the video. Obviously not Ola, and it's please, Ola. Love you, buddy. My biggest grief with that whole situation was the fact that just people took it for what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And and the idea of woods and just how much it's going to matter, or if it matters or whatnot, is such a personal thing, right? Because science says, yeah, everything vibrates, everything resonates. Wood resonates, so it's going to take part into the final resonance of the instrument. The question is, how much? Can you say that you won't hear the difference? Yes, obviously you can say that you don't hear the difference. I'm not saying that's wrong either. But you kind of have to decide, okay, do I hear the difference? Yes or no? It's a personal thing. It's not like an absolute truth, because science can say yes in both directions. And that's the one thing. It depends on
which part of which scientific explanation you take and force to make sense with what you're trying to say.
Absolutely. The laws of physics dictate that wood is going to have an effect on the vibration of the strings, and therefore what's being picked up by the pickup. That's physics. It's really hard to deny. Yeah. You can, however, deny the fact that you can hear it or not, or it matters, or how much does it matter. So it's a whole thing, and it's not a new debate either, and I don't think that the debate will be settled by Jim's video, regardless of the amount of work that video probably was. So, yeah, exactly. Roll Music said, as Dave Friedman would say, it depends. It does. Yeah. It does. It depends on the player. It depends on the ears. It depends on the instrument, obviously.
Oh, man, yeah.
So, yeah, that's my take on it. I'm gonna take a break now, gather my thoughts.
My
to
second
myself again.
round of thoughts. Yeah.
You can go ahead. You made
It's
a whole
interesting
video
what you
about
told
it.
that you really didn't like the comment section under that video. Yeah, I was just I couldn't help but notice how like pretty much 100% of that comment section said like, oh man, thanks. Yeah, I always knew it. Finally, of course it doesn't matter. Wood is just, you know, for crazy people who think it matters or those who want to sell us their expensive stuff. And I made a reaction video on my channel where I pay respect to Jim's efforts and all the comparisons he did because I really, really like the fact that he made that video. I just had a different conclusion at the end. So I made a video on it, and in my comment section, it was almost like literally like maybe 4 person, like out of hundreds of comments, who were like, dude, you have no idea. You cannot even put 2 and 2 together. You are just, you know, mind blown and whatever.
Let alone 2 and 4.
But the rest, like literally hundreds of comments were like, oh man, I totally agree with you. So I'm like, okay, wow. It's really like 2 crazy camps, and no one can convince the other that he's wrong.
It's the same as every other debate.
Don't expect to convince anyone. You can
Google
kind of
what you
show
want.
stuff and then let it sit, and everyone will discover whatever they have to or should or can discover at that moment in time. The other thing that I realized, because those very few, interesting enough, just very few comments who criticized like my video and my take on it, they told like, dude, if this was a blindfold, you could have never guessed it right. Actually, I did a blindfold. I made a random repeat of it. I didn't look at the video. And each and every time I heard the difference. It's a very subtle difference, but it's enough for me to say I prefer one to the other. And this was only about the 2x4 versus the Anderson Telly, the D style of Jim's. And I was like, I don't want to like say sorry that I hear it, but I do hear it. For like, it's so clear that I cannot even, I don't know, unhear it or be fooled, because it's a clear difference. It is a subtle difference, but that made for me clear that we just hear differently. And this can have so many reasons. It depends on if you really want to hear those little details. Yeah. If you even care. Because if you don't, it's so subtle, I totally understand if you say like, come on, and that's the same thing, shut up, that's it. Or how many loud shows, concerts, and just rehearsal sessions and whatever we had in our lives. Yeah. What kind of anatomy we have? Look, where's the dip in our hearing? Yeah. I know that I have tinnitus. Yeah. Not too loud. Luckily, tinnitus. I got it checked, and tinnitus. Sorry, yeah. And I know that I have it. I'm really angry about myself, but luckily all the frequencies are there still. I was so relaxed. Like 39, I still do not have any big issues anywhere around 3K, 6K, the critical things. I was like, dude, okay, I'm not that old yet.
I'm 28 and I have 0 mid-range.
Really? Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm deaf. Really? I have a massive gap. Yeah, I killed it.
Oh, okay.
But well, that's the thing, you know, you're going to miss some things like that. If you're over 50, you shouldn't even take part in that debate, because anything above a certain frequency you don't hear. It's just nature. It's cruel, I know, and I'm sorry about it. But, you know, there's so much going into that.
Yeah, so it's a very subjective thing. The perception of tone and frequencies and differences, especially if we're talking about subtle differences, is just very different, just the same as colors. We see the same color differently. Everyone on this planet, you know, you could probably put the same blue color on screen and you'd have 1,000 different results of people perceiving that color. So the only issue I have with this whole subject is if someone starts, what was the word you said, like an overall truth, or like the
like absolute truth.
Absolute truth. Yeah. Like someone calling an absolute truth. Like, do not do that. No. Because it's you. It's who
personal and subjective.
Yeah, who perceives that tone or that comparison that way, and probably no one else. There are probably many people who will see it your way, but there are going to be other people who will definitely not see it your way. And that's not because of some sort of a mind-washed or brainwashed voodoo belief or something. If someone doesn't hear it, he really does not hear it. If someone hears it and have heard it for for as long as he or she played guitar, but then he just hears it, and it's not like a.
There's a lot of things happening in the comment section right now. It's overwhelmingly calm, I would say. Thank you guys so much. You're the best. But there's. Okay, so K Michael P. I'm giving up the initials as well because I'm not sure what that stands for. But Bob Benedetto made an arch top out of pine, bought in a discount supply store. Sounded as good as his 20K guitars. Yeah. Again, it's extremely personal. It depends on the way the guitar is built. It depends on what you pay attention to. That comes to the same conclusion as I heard ZC. The kind of pickup is what matters. Active pickups don't need Tonewood, but passive pickups sometimes need Tonewood. To some extent that's true, to some extent that's not, because an active pickup is just a passive pickup with a preamp, so it's just going to even out and compress and equalize whatever the passive aspect of the pickup is giving, but what the passive side of that pickup is giving is influenced by the sum of all the parts of the instrument, and it's hard to not include wood when that is about 80% of that instrument.
Interesting.
It's in the details.
Story about a video we shot. Oh God, I'm not even sure if you were on the channel already.
Oh, before my days.
Very
long
God,
it
ago,
is
like
very old.
5-6 years ago, and we had 2 guitars with EMG 81s on the bridge position. One was a sort of an affordable 700-ish something out of Indonesia, whatever, which like that kind of category. And the other one was a very expensive, I think ESP or something Japanese, like really expensive. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I would ever, the same pickup, and it's EMG, so. And then the expensive, I think ESP was so much tighter, no annoying frequencies, pickup height was the same, even the body shape, it was like a super strat kind of MH or M or H, which is the ESP shape, the normal
MH,
super strat, MH I think. It was a very different guitar, very similar guitar, but a very different price point. It's like, how is this happening?
That's probably the tuners and the bridge, man.
It was the same type of, same type of bridge and everything. It's like, yeah, of course, bridges change a lot in tone, but if it's the same type and it's probably the same material as well, I don't think there's a big change. So yeah, I could tell so many stories like this. So for me, there is clearly more to a guitar's tone than just the obvious things, which is the strings you use, the pickup you put in there, the bridge makes a big difference, obviously, but there has to be more. I made videos on this, and by the way, someone wrote, let me search for him, I think you'll find him fast.
I'm just loving Poo Ninja's comment. What color is the dress? Blue or black? That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, exactly.
What color is that guitar? Is it made of wood or made of blue?
I have it. Hardy saw Chris's video on his channel where he tries 3 different necks on his Strat. Oh man, the only possible conclusion is the type of wood influences the tone. And he also wrote, I'm over 50 and I've heard the difference.
I'm so sorry, Hardy, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to say you're over 50, so it's over. It's like all I said.
That's what you said, man.
No, all I said was from that age, it is scientifically proven that a part of the spectrum is. That's true. That's why you can't hear those whistles, like the annoying app that people have on their phone. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I bother my dad.
I know enough musicians who had in-ears in one ear, and from 30, they had like 80% loss on one ear. So you don't have to be any old or whatever. You can mess it up way early.
Yeah, for sure.
So the thing is that I have so many stories. Like I had this old Les Paul where I didn't like the tone. I changed the pickups. I don't know, 7, 8 times. And whatever I put in there, I didn't like the tone. It was always the same tone, and I went mad. Like, this cannot be that all of these different brands making all kinds of PAF style pickups with slight tweaks here and there, more bass, more mids, less output, blah, blah, blah. They all sounded the way I didn't want them to sound. It's like, what is wrong with all these brands? And then I ended up selling that guitar, and I stick to a couple of those pickups, and I had them later on in other guitars, and I loved those pickups. It's like, what the hell? And those are Tune-o-matic style, blah, 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 you know, a very normal Gibson spec guitar, and I upgraded even the bridge and everything. It's like, explain this if the rest of the guitar doesn't play a role. It's like so clear for me that there is a difference. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it doesn't matter at all.
Yo, okay, Michael V is like, I'm 69 and you both sound like the same person. I
love you, man.
That was hilarious.
That's the best joke ever. It's your turn. I'm done.
Okay, I'm going to offer a sort of a truce. Just something to maybe try and slowly close that conversation a little bit. I think whatever camp, whatever side you sit on, you have to agree on one fact, is that most guitars sound different for whatever reason that is, and the guitar sound results it's the sum of all of its parts. It's everything that makes the guitar, and that's why all of you guys are quoting the pickups, the setup, the pickup height, the kind of, you know, if you've ever changed like a part or a cap in your guitar, you know the kind of difference that can make as well. It's the tuners, it's the size of the block if you have a trem system, it's the material that the stop tail is made of. It's everything, right? So we're saying everything. Now you can rank those things. You can say this makes a bigger difference than this one, and it's fair to say that in an electric guitar the pickups make a massive difference for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm fairly certain that if you just change the solder on your pot, it's probably going to make a difference as well. It's every little part of your instrument that comes together to make the sound of your instrument. The only debate is how much importance do you attach to that part? How much importance do you think that this particular part of your instrument is, you know, offering in the final result? And that's the only question. That is, do you care about it? Do you care about that? Do you care about the 0.1%? Because it's also the law of diminishing return, right? Yeah. The higher you go, and that's why people make, you know, the nice woods and the special fairy tale forests or whatnot, the guitars more expensive. It's because the higher you go in quality, the more you're going to have to pay for the smallest improvement. And to go from 98 to 99% perfect, you're going to end up paying double for just a 1%. Yeah. And, you know, it's not guitars, it's business, it's the law of everything, and the higher up you go, the more you're going to pay for an improvement of sorts. So that's just a different topic altogether. I think as long as we can all agree that your guitar is the result, is the sum of its parts, then you just have to decide the kind of importance you attach to them. And I think that it is as close to a settlement, as close to a, okay, everyone's happy with that, are we good? That we're going to get to at least, and I've thought about it a lot, and that's not the last video that was made on that, and, you know, not the first either. Yeah. And I think, whatever you end up believing, it's absolutely fine, it's valid. You've probably got some sort of science on your side, regardless of which side you're on. So,
yeah, probably. You can quote someone or something.
Exactly.
I prefer Newton with the action-reaction thing.
Yeah, I'm a Tesla guy. All the way.
You would want to be a Tesla guy.
Who's that? Yeah. No, the other Tesla.
The other Tesla.
All right.
No, the OG Tesla.
It is an incredibly complicated topic.
And it gets even more complicated and intense and emotionally charged as soon as you start talking like actual tone wood, the term tone wood. Not just if wood matters or not. It's like, does mahogany sound a certain way, or does ash sound a certain and different way? Does ash always sound a certain way? Can you tell the difference between those wood? And that's where it starts to become like super
Wait, because now they're introducing picks in the equation as well.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously picks or
Picks
using fingers
make a difference.
will make probably as much of a difference as the resonance of the guitar.
I know, Thomann wants to sell expensive guitars. Well, no, we just established that regardless of what they're made of, they're also good. So,
yeah.
you know, I wish
also,
we'd spend more time playing those.
There's one thing that I think everyone needs to understand. If we're talking about these guitars, the really expensive ones, these don't need, like, no one needs to be convinced to buy these guitars. People who want these guitars, they decide to buy it or not. Those people who are willing to give way less money for an instrument or any other phone or anything, meal, you know, or grocery, those are people who need often just a bit more push or more advertisement or more whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're following this logic, we are not doing any good for business. We're talking honest opinions. So why, you know, like these guitars do not need any YouTube video to sell them.
You're not playing Harley Bentons though. No, not every time.
Yeah, I mean, we do play a lot and I own one and I think you have like an acoustic and whatever.
Yeah.
It's just another nice thing we like to play, but we have our preferences, which is in most cases, I mean, I do play my Fender most, but not because it's called Fender. It's because that guitar to me is very special. Yeah. And about the Tonewood part, no, I don't think I could tell, I don't know, like 5 mahogany guitars identical to that 5 ash body guitars and 5 alder body guitars. Let's say all 15 guitars are absolutely identical except for the body wood. I would probably mess up a lot of them. Maybe I would guess like a typical mahogany, which sounds woodier, mid-rangier, blah, 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 sometimes. I would guess that right. But if there's a piece of mahogany body in there that sounds like ash, and I guess it's ash, I would mess it up. And I think that's going to be for most of the guitar players. That's why I do not like to pay too much attention to the body wood type, like the species of that wood. Because you can, in my opinion, and all the luthiers I've talked to, you can generalize. You can say normally alder is going to be a bit more balanced than ash. But you will find alder that's going to be as dry and poppy and whatever as ash. And you will find ash that sounds just like, I don't know, mahogany or alder. So I do not like to pay too much attention to that part. What matters is how well the wood is prepared, like the timber is prepared, how well it's dried, what kind of glue is used to keep it stable and all that kind of stuff. That I think, and obviously the resonance frequency of that guitar, if there's any, what's the not harmonic thing, the other one, dissonant frequency.
Oh, dissonant.
Yeah, like you have the blank of wood for the neck and for the body, and there's like a really weird interval between them. That's not going to help with certain notes. That's why dead notes are existing. And I mentioned this in my video as well, and someone's like, what? Dead notes? Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Like, we have those guitars every now and then in the workshop, and then people are really sort of sad, like, why is my 11th fret on the G string dead? Like, how come? It's like, you know, the fret is perfect. There's nothing wrong with the guitar. It's just how it is, because those frequencies just kill each other. And, you know, sorry, can I do anything about it? With that guitar, that tone is gonna be an issue. And you can probably tweak with some like different, I don't know, tuners and whatever, but it's gonna be an issue. And these things are wood quality. It's not the wood species. It's not about mahogany being better than blah, blah, blah. And it's about the quality of that piece of wood. That's, I think, what matters. Species, a bit less. Way less, actually, if you ask me. But,
see, but now again, we're talking about ranking things that do matter in the end, regardless of it's 0.1% or 20% or 100%. It doesn't matter. Pooh asked where the MDF tree grow, and so I just said the middle of Florida. I loved everything about this. Then we had some IKEA stand as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, tree wood. It's fun. It's a fun chat. So I think that's it. We solved the issue, right?
Yeah. Let's move on.
Let's move on. It's you know, it's not gonna be solved today. It's an interesting piece of research, and thank you, Jim, for doing that video, because not only did it spark the debate again
Again.
for the 100,000th time this decade, but because it really did bring something to the conversation, because now people are wondering, hey, should we make guitars out of workbenches? Because apparently that sounds good. So
Oh man, I love the air guitar, the workbench guitar.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah, but people are but the guitar has no body.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, sure.
yeah, it doesn't have a body, but it weighs 200 kilograms
Oh my
or
God.
3.
Use your eyes. Let's talk about Gibson guitars, right? I was super psyched about this. The guitar in itself, I'm not sure how exciting it is. Really, is the new BB King Lucille Legacy in transparent ebony, which is gorgeous. It's beautiful. The finish on that guitar is just spectacular. It is just.
Is it like see-through black?
Yeah, see-through
Gray,
black.
whatever. Okay.
It's transparent ebony. It's just. It's a beautiful guitar, sure. It is just a Lucille to some extent. They changed the inlays.
Just.
It's just a Lucille. That's still 7,000 for a Lucille, What I really liked about it, probably the guitar, not saying no, but the video they made with it, to introduce the guitar with Kirk Fletcher was awesome.
Oh, man.
Kirk Fletcher was the absolute choice for that video. I really, really loved it. The playing was superb.
Yeah.
The sound
And
was
the whole
great
band,
as well.
man. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
as soon as they started playing, you have to check out the video.
Yeah.
As soon as they start playing, you feel like you fly back to whichever decade, and it's like, oh, it couldn't be more perfect.
He's got the blues like BB does, and it's just it's pretty phenomenal. Let's talk authentic. Yes, yes, sir. Authentic talk right there. But I mean, if it's for the sake of Kirk Fletcher, yes, please do talk authentic. It's
Beautiful.
beautiful guitar, beautiful finish, and beautiful video. I kind of dig it with the new inlays. I mean, not the new inlays. That's what you'd find on like some of like the Les Paul, like some deluxe models as well.
Yeah,
I think
it's something they grabbed for this model now. Yeah.
but yeah, definitely cool. But go check out the video. That's definitely the best part.
Yeah.
Okay, then we've
Stanislav
got...
says, "What a gorgeous looking guitar." And Kirk, get out. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's about it. We stray away from the authenticity into the new Fender modified series, the Japan models. Just because ionized gold pick guards is awesome, and I'm all about this. Those are not.
Are these the JVs? I used to own one.
Yeah.
I used to own
Really?
I
didn't know
Squire, like the 80s Squire
Right.
model in Fiesta Red.
Learn something new every day.
Stupid enough to just sell it because I needed the money for.
We all make
I
some.
think maybe a John Petrucci Music Man or something else.
Well, go with your time. And
Yeah. I mean, it was the right decision at that time, but I totally missed that guitar.
It's cool. I'm liking the finish. I kind of dig the fact that Fender keeps releasing like sort of Japanese exclusive models and just like kind of cool, like collectible really stuff, because that's nice. The guitars themselves, it's not, crazy.
It's not revolutionary.
Exactly. They're not reinventing anything, and but I think for the price of what is that? So like 1,300.
These are the models, yeah.
Yeah, 1,300. We're looking at what's the high range Mexican one?
The Player Plus, you mean?
Player Plus, yeah.
Yeah, but those have
Well,
noiseless pickups.
Yeah, those
Or
are
do you mean the
noiseless
Vintera?
pickup. Yeah,
Vintera
no.
would be probably the vintage correct kind of Mexican.
I know, but like we're
Wow.
looking somewhat like close to that price range, like way down from any US made vintage spec sort of guitars. And like if you've ever played a Japanese made Fender, they're some of the best.
Nice.
Like it's really, really good craftsmanship. So I think it sits in a nice place, because right in between the super high level sort of expensive guitars and the more affordable ones, you get like probably some of the best that's such a hard word, right? craftsmanship in the world that sits just above 12 or 1,300 I think those are really good.
Yeah.
And
Willett says my best guitar is Japanese. I own so many really good Japanese guitars. Some of which were sort of like affordable-ish, like around 1K.
Yeah.
Some of them were more expensive. They were all really good, really, really good. So you cannot go wrong.
sure. My blue Strat was Japanese.
Yeah.
The one that I.
Such a good. Yeah, I know. You will.
I know exactly why I did what I did and why I did it. It was for Gaga. It was for her.
Okay.
And she's in
Shelving,
good hands.
baby.
She's
Yeah.
in good hands. I know Pooh always inquires to see how that Strat is doing. She's with Rich, you know it, and I check in on her from time to time just to make sure he still treats her right.
Paul Sweeney, are you the best Thomann dudes in the world, KNG?
No, just a tribute.
No.
Just a tribute. Such a good song. Look into my eyes and see.
It was probably the wrong key.
One
I
and
don't
one
know.
make two, two and one make three. It was destiny. Oh yeah,
No, man, totally not.
one of the best shows ever too.
Yes.
That live show. Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
something else. Anyways,
We're not
cool.
even the best Thomann dudes in this room.
No, probably not. That's true. Yeah, Fender, Japanese models, cool finishes. Go check them out. They look nice. I like them. Moving on to the new TC Electronic Bucket Brigade analog delay pedal. New, wallet friendly, and all analog.
This is not that
This
one.
is not that one.
No.
It's not that pedal, but it does kind of the same thing.
Just differently. Yeah, the same, but not the same.
It's cool. I think it's again like
It's analog. Like
analog.
not simulating
Actual,
analog?
no,
Okay.
actual Bucket Brigade design up to 600 milliseconds of delay, true bypass as well.
That's enough. Nice.
And it's part of that new TC, the mini range. They put like the clone type
Zeus.
Zeus,
Yeah.
and
The other one.
the other one, the ratty sort of pedal, Grand Magus.
Yeah.
And the reverb as well.
Sized? They changed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And
yeah.
the Sky Surfer, I think, or something like that. Anyways, great pedals, super small, way smaller than you think they are. Because you see like a pedal that size, and just because the knobs are kind of up to scale with the foot switch, you're like, oh yeah, it's probably like boss
this, right?
size. They're really small,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
small. But that's cool. And again, going back to basics, back to the classics.
Sorry, pause, time. Pooh Ninja says, Felix rules. Lucas, I mean.
He remembered.
Yay, Team Felix.
Yeah.
Pooh Ninja, you're the best.
Yeah, he
Felix
does.
really appreciates your comment.
He likes blue guitars. Yeah, he does.
Right, Felix?
Hey Guillaume, I'm playing a Strat at the moment. Gabriel, well done. You made the right decision. Somewhere down
Don't
the
worry about
line.
it. Don't worry. It will be over soon.
No.
It's an important step.
You are on
And
the
then-
right side of history, my friend. No, that's cool. But yeah, do we have a price on that Bucket Brigade thingy? Oh, 69. Nice. 69 euros. Sorry.
Felix, Lucas started searching for the price, but
Oh, okay. No, 69 euros for an actual Bucket Brigade analog delay is pretty sick.
if it sounds good, that's
Yeah.
a ridiculously good price.
I don't doubt
I mean,
that.
TC, come
is
on,
up to a certain standard.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
TC needs to expand that line. Yeah, that's true, David. I think they are working on it. The thing is, like, TC's lineup is kind of complicated at the moment because honestly, those pedals are not sitting that far off from something like the Hall of Fame, or the standard, the flashback and all the TC, the format that you're familiar with, and underneath they still have that all metal enclosure lineup of pedals that are like what, 29,
I don't know exactly, but
35-ish,
around 30,
like really
yeah,
affordable, but super solid, super well made pedals as well. So I think like those kind of in the middle sit in a weird place because the affordable ones are really affordable and the higher range ones are still kind of affordable, really. Like they're not they're not super expensive. So I'm not sure if they want to keep expanding on that line or maybe end up replacing one line with this one, or it's just a complement. That's why they bring them out slowly. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's a tiny pedal, and it's, you know, everything you love about an analog delay. I'm sure. I haven't played it, but you know, probably. Moving on.
Reen S. I wasn't aware Thomann do live streams. A pleasant surprise indeed.
Aww. Glad that it's pleasant.
It's nice having you.
Yeah.
We do. Every second Monday.
Sometimes we're having fun.
Sometimes it's actually not that
Sometimes it's
boring.
good. Sometimes we have good jams too. Like, I think it happened once.
Well, you know.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah. There's some TC talk in the chat. We have
Update the whole large but cheap range into that format. Yeah, that's true. But then, you know, it's replacing. People would see that if they were to discontinue the cheaper models to just replace everything in the smaller form factor like this one, I think people would get mad that TC is just like raising prices. Even if they change the pedals completely, if that becomes their entry line sort of thing, I think people would complain that they raised their prices in the end. So I don't know if there's a right move there. I don't know if a third lineup of TC pedals is, you know, either necessary or just if it's going to find its audience. But
could be a testing period.
Yeah, for
could
sure.
Be that
I think that's why they bring them out so slowly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They just figure out if people are interested, if everyone's hyped about it, and they want the maybe tweaked or better tone compared to the entry level, and no one buys the entry ones, then they discontinue. Maybe they never discontinue. Maybe they discontinue the mid-range thingies.
Yeah.
You know, they're probably testing. I mean, that's what I would do because they have the possibility to make all kinds of shapes in all kinds of price segments.
Yeah.
Why not testing it out and then see which works best?
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of questions about TC and their relationship with Behringer. I don't think Behringer makes TC. Behringer is just like sort of the parent company, and they have a bunch of
whatever the name is. There's a company, and Behringer is also part of that
part
company.
Of that,
Music
Tribe.
Tribe. Yeah.
Thank you, Timo. Thank you.
It's like a big distribution, I guess,
That's
or whatever,
it.
like an ownership or
It's
whatever.
like, and
they
own
have tons of brands, and TC is a part of it. And
Wait,
it's not new. I mean, it's like
Felix is laughing.
Felix, what's up?
Are you vaping or are those slides on the table?
Those are slides. I don't know if you can vape through them. I've never tried, but it's a slide.
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, he can actually slide. I just have it there to accompany me. Nike says, that's a bullet shell. No, luckily not. And also,
that is a pretty massive caliber. That is a shotgun shell. That's not a bullet.
Well, yours. This is like a
maybe like half a 50,
cannon.
half a 50 BMG or something. Yeah, more than 3 Rat, for example, because they're not just doing. Sorry, still back on the TC. They're not just bringing out new models. Like that Bucket Brigade delay is sort of a new circuit. It's a new design, but they're also revamping some of the cheaper pedals into that format as well. That's why it's kind of hard to say at the moment if it's going to be its own thing or just like kind of a mix and match of their most popular pedals to have like a smaller lineup in the middle. Both make sense. Moving on to a pedal that is less affordable, but also weirder and
but also weirder.
that is the Old Blood Noise Endeavors XS V2, because there was the XS V1. That's already. I'm not sure you're familiar with that one.
Nah.
It's really cool. It's really cool. It's a distortion modulation in one pedal, and you can basically just use it as a mixer. So you can have like the modulation and distortion in parallel and run them, side by side basically. You have like different choices in terms of modulation. Again, if you want to route the distortion first, modulation first, and then through the use of different expression pedals, you can just like blend in one with the other, or change the way the signal is routed inside the pedal.
Oh,
it's
God.
really cool, and I love the brand. I like that pedal in particular is not my absolute favorite from what they do. I think it's really interesting, and if you're into like anything that's shoegazy and kind of experimental
it
like
sounds
that,
like that, yeah.
that's your wet dream of a pedal, definitely. But All Blood Noise Endeavors are making some crazy cool pedals. Delays, reverbs, modulations, go for it. That sounded fun.
This pedal hurts my eyes. Nick Stoyan.
Yeah.
Nike, sorry. Nike.
Yeah, the contrasts are killing. It's
Yeah, it kind of makes me dizzy almost.
the sounds are dizzying as well. Like there's a lot in that pedal, but like even if that one is not for you, I really did want to take that opportunity to get you guys checking out All Blood Noise Endeavors. If you're not familiar, if you're struggling with that pronunciation, OBNE also works. If you like Google that, but yeah, they make some really good stuff. So I think that's pretty cool, and you know.
I wonder how they came up with the name. Like
Access.
they had probably a marketing meeting, and there's like, okay, we need something short and catchy. Okay, let's do the opposite.
See, like a wet-dry mix with a trim pot inside the modulation section. There's also, a limited run of the Expression Ramper. They have such like it's really cool because it's on that. We were talking about this the last live stream, I think. Just on that ledge of like pedals that can sound absolutely crazy and mad and new and experimental, and also like there's a very practical dial-in for them. I think that's when we were talking about Earthquaker devices, or like I can't remember exactly, but yeah. Anyways, the Walrus Audio Slutva and everything.
The Slutva,
pedals that you can go crazy with, but you can also find like a very usable sort of easy to dial in sound if you wanted to. So yeah, I don't know. Just thought it was worth mentioning. Go for it. You've been holding that in for a while now.
I'm not sure where it started. I will not start searching for it, but people had fun with Poo Ninja and just riding back and forth, and. And then Pooh writes, "There's a little Pooh in all of you," and then just the laughs. It's like, oh man, this is YouTube gold. Oh man, Felix, don't laugh. You have work to do.
Wait. There's now someone is drawing parallels in between the new Guthrie Govan signature Charvel Sandimas and the woods. And the woods that are used in his construction. So I think we're just going back full circle, guys. This is happening. Yeah, that was the next. As you see, the tab was ready. I had the new made in Japan Guthrie Govan signature MJ Sandimas SD24 CM guitar open.
Couldn't have a shorter name.
I think
right?
I forgot to say article at some point in that sentence. Anyways, that's also something that happened this week. Super psyched about the video as well, mostly because I hadn't seen Guthrie in a long time.
Oh yeah,
anything
people really hyped about like, so nice to see Guthrie.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of worried, to be honest. Like all the content I was finding of him was like a few years old at least now, and like no, he's fine. He's still okay at guitar.
Kind of,
he's still all right.
He's like one of those dudes, one of the aliens.
He's the dude.
Like,
he's the uncontested best guitar player on earth, period. Regardless of the style, regardless of whatever, he can do everything and anything, and in a almost comical way.
It looks like he's not doing anything, and it's impossible to play even 10% of it.
But yeah, let's not explain why Guthrie is the best. If you don't know who he is, Google him and
do yourself a favor.
Take that in. Take that all in.
So he had his models earlier with Sur, really good, really expensive guitars.
Yeah.
Then he went to Charvel many years ago already, and he had his very nice, very expensive guitars. And people were kind of like screaming for a more affordable something.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be probably like super
$2,000.
Is that this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking like this is the specs and everything. This doesn't feel like a 700 euro guitar, and it's not. It's still just about 2K. Which is still way less than his custom shops, what he normally play.
Way less than the custom shops, but still no concessions whatsoever.
And then you mentioned basswood. right? Made
Yeah.
in Japan, Sandimas has a basswood body with an ash top. Interesting tonewood combination. Ash has different grain than maple, but tone-wise, is it more balanced? A top, even though I believe in the importance of wood, a top of the guitar's body, whether it's maple, if it's a thin top, like we're talking about a 3 to 5 millimeter solid maple
Yeah.
top or ash top or whatever top, you really have to be an absolute madman in terms of oral capabilities to point that out, to feel like, oh, okay, that was the ash top. If we're talking about a solid piece of maple here, because in the middle, that's at least 1 centimeter, probably thicker,
Yeah.
that might change enough to make sense to talk about something tonally, but I don't think that has a lot to do with the tone. It's more the rest of the body that's a bit more relevant, maybe in terms of resonance for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's more of a visual thing to have a relatively thin, flat top on a guitar.
I know, but there's also the same argument to be made about fretboards, really. I think you know, the sum of all parts, regardless of how many percent that's
exactly.
going to be
You see,
responsible
we
of.
can already start having a different opinion,
Yeah,
even
for
though
sure.
we both agree on the importance of quality.
Because if you have a
Yeah.
veneer rosewood board on an old Strat, you're still going to hear that it's a rosewood board on that Strat.
Maybe. I never tested it. Maybe. I think so, but I think the, you know,
Not
least amount of wood makes the least amount of
for sure. Yeah,
sense
yeah,
to
yeah.
talk about it.
No,
even.
I
But
get it.
Yeah, I do believe that this was more of a tonal visual decision, and basswood, using basswood for the body, which still many people say like, oh, that's trash wood. That's like the cheapest guitars are made out of basswood. Yeah, but that's not the fault of basswood.
Yeah.
The basswood is just a
It's just easy to
fast-growing.
get.
Yeah, it's a fast-growing wood or tree that is just relatively soft. It's still stable enough to being used, but it's relatively soft, easy to work on, and cheap to buy. So that
Economy
doesn't-
101.
yeah,
with
it's
K&G.
like timber is timber.
Every other Monday. On
The
Thomann
price
Guitar
of
Days.
a piece of timber doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or good.
No, for sure.
It just means how rare or not rare it is. All the other capabilities of that piece of timber doesn't have to do anything with its price.
Guthrie said that he picked rosewood because at a guitar that you're going to sell $2,000 or euros or whatnot, it's not a restriction. He didn't have to pick basswood because that guitar would be as cost efficient as possible.
yeah.
It's a decision. It's a conscious decision made by him because rosewood, basswood is extremely neutral.
Yeah.
There's no mid-hump like you would have in some like darker essences or whatnot. There's no like particularly bright snap or whatnot. It's fairly neutral. And he likes that because that means he can go the snappy way with the split and the electronics and everything else that matters in the guitar sound. And he can go kind of more woody, more mahogany-ish type of sounds with just like a full-blown fat humbucker and, you know, what you'd expect from a guitar that's usually made out of mahogany, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's, again, something that it just goes a long way to show that basswood, it was used in cheap guitars, and so everyone thinks it's cheap just because it's easier to source than rosewood or like Canadian maple or whatnot.
You know
When
what's
it's
funny?
just
Many Japanese guitars are built out of basswood, and expensive ones as well.
Oh, yeah.
For example, I told about this Wolfgang special that I had, which were used to be built in Japan instead of Mexico. I had one of those many years ago, and I loved that guitar. It had just a ridiculously good rock tone, and that was basswood. And I was like, okay, that's it. I do not listen to anyone complaining about basswood being like a cheapo wood and like a cheap substitute for something proper.
Deja Voodoo is saying
It's like,
that.
It can sound as good as anything else, so let's not be snob about wood types and...
EVH says hello too. He's on record with similar thoughts on basswood.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's just not pretty. It's a relatively ugly looking piece of wood. It can be greenish,
Yeah.
it's white-ish,
Yeah.
it's... it doesn't really give you any kind of direction. It's relatively
It's nice
easy
and
to
neutral,
work on.
yeah.
You need the fitting pickups and, you know, everything else on the guitar to make it something to make it modern, to make it traditional, to make it warmer, to make it brighter. It just leaves you alone and lets you choose the rest. So I totally get what Guthrie went for.
Yeah,
He didn't want to give a certain direction to the guitar. He just wanted something that works, that is available, and that just doesn't mess up anything in terms of stability and tone and nothing like that.
Paul Data saying Guthrie with white hair and a sunburst guitar is like Gandalf riding through that scene. Yes, I so thought about this. Like Guthrie was white hair was just like it was Gandalf. It was it. It was like returning and stronger than ever. And then he started playing. I was like, yes, this is it. This is it. Absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
Wood doesn't matter anyway. Exactly, we've established that. But yeah, it's a great. It's really cool to have something that's a little bit still not cheap. Don't get me wrong, but a little bit more affordable from Guthrie. And yeah, I mean, just for the aesthetic of the pickups, I think they did something different for that, and it really, I like it. I liked it already.
It's a really good guitar, yeah.
It's more expensive one. I just saw the article. Sorry, I just clicked on the article because I wasn't sure. Yeah, the Rick Graham signature is going to be about the same price, a little bit more expensive.
Oh, okay.
Because that came out a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about it, but spec-wise, fairly different guitar, but definitely going in the same direction. Really proficient, sort of any style, any kind of playing goes. Guitar players.
I find this really interesting that Fender and Charvel, same mother brand, started doing all these Charvel signature guitars in Japan, which I don't know if they made a lot of Charvel guitars in Japan in the last many years now. I'm not aware of it. I think they had the custom shop for sure, which was in the US, and they made the normal range, which was, I guess, Indonesia, maybe Korea, so countries that make a lot of guitars for many brands. And Japan is kind of new to me, at least, and the price point made a lot of sense to me because it is aimed to like the normal production US Eric Johnson, etc. signature guitars, which is around 2K. This is like sort of a balance, but the Fender
the normal
signature guitars, not custom shops, made in US, and the Charvels made in Japan. I just find it interesting.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean anything at all. It's just interesting.
No, I think, well, I mean, they do tend to be like, except if you go for like absolute master-crafted instruments, like if you look at the Ibanez Custom Shop, for example, those kind of guitars, like the super high-end gems and all those, also made of basswood for the most part, by the way.
Well, not all, but most of them. Yeah, some are elder, but
But yeah, what I was saying is that it's still a little bit more cost-effective to build some of those guitars in Japan. It's a little bit more affordable, and that means they can absolutely deck them out in terms of specs to end up right about the same price as a guitar, sort of a standard guitar. Not to diss Eric Johnson or anything, but like the signature model is fairly standard. In terms of specification, you don't get like the stainless steel frets, you don't get the locking whatever, the thingies there, like the 15.
Because you wanted a traditional guitar.
Absolutely, that's definitely voluntary, but that means for a guitar at about the same price, if it's made in Japan, like the Guthrie Govan model or Rick Graham, you're gonna get the stainless steel frets, the locking tuners, so if that's what you're into, you're not paying the premium of having that guitar, made somewhere else, and it's like it's fairly similar. I think smart and absolutely not, no concession made because again, Japanese guitars are just usually incredible.
Alrighty, let's jam ourselves out of here. I'd say. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with you guys. I think that stayed very civil in the chat, and I really appreciate it. It was cool talking with you. We got some really nice bits of really nice jokes. First up, thank you, Pooh. Among others, obviously.
I've seen the jokes here at the end.
While I was talking, he was giggling the whole time. It was extremely distracting.
Sorry, I couldn't. I didn't want to, you know, ignore you guys.
Sorry for my name. I'm Italian. Gabriele. So I'm also
Sorry for my pronunciation. I'm not Italian.
Hey, I'm 50% Italian. All my mom's family is there.
Even more than I am.
Anyways, yeah, it was very nice. I think we managed to have like some sort of a nice, educated conversation about wood, which, you know, why not? We'll have that conversation again in a future live stream.
Probably.
Once a new video comes out about comparing different woods or pickups. So I think Glenn Fricker is doing one on speaker cabinets. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to see if there's a difference in speaker cabinets, but not in guitars. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. It was really fun. Again, we'll be live on Monday in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Very probably. Wait, am I off in 2 weeks?
I don't know. If
No,
you're off in 2
I'm
weeks.
off the week after. No, we're good.
I hope
I'll
you're
be
not.
there.
Otherwise, I'll be boring and alone.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Don't forget to like this live stream if you did enjoy it. That always helps a lot. And yeah, if you want to subscribe to the channel, we post videos every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then sometimes too on Monday. Oh, I forgot to hit the tone again. Oh no. And if you subscribe now, you'll have a new video in exactly 5 minutes. Because I forgot to put it online. Let's jam ourselves out of here.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. And
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for being respectful and sharing your opinion. Whatever it is, it's good. And we really cherish it. You guys take it easy.
We do.
Bye-bye.
What do you want to play?
I don't know. Did we have something going on before? Did we do the Joy Landreth, the Brothers Landreth thing?
Oh yeah.
In A?